Yeah, that explosion was controlled and intentional. A grenade-type explosive device was found underwater at Big Creek Lake, the primary drinking water supply for the Mobile area. The Mobile area water...
Divers went underwater for routine maintenance at an Alabama dam and came back something that no American wants to hear: an explosive device near a critical water supply. Officials haven't told us who put it there. But the bigger question is, who is testing America's infrastructure? And this could very well be some kind of dry run. We know that the president just got back from China. There's a lot of chaos brewing in the Middle East. China is not happy with what's happening in the Strait of Hormuz. We have Russia, we have Ukraine, we have the stuff going on in Nigeria, we have the United Kingdom, we've got all of these refineries around the United States, Canada, down in Mexico that are suddenly having some problems, some issues. Is it just all coincidence? I don't know. But this story resonates with me because this is really close to where I grew up. And there was a bomb at a city water dam in Alabama just outside of Mobile. And the silence around this is what bothers me the most because no mainstream news media is touching it. And that tells me there's more to the story that they are scared to talk about. But this was at Big Creek Lake in Mobile, Alabama, and it should raise some really serious questions about critical infrastructure, security, safety, why the national media seems determined to look the other way. And this was during a routine underwater inspection near the dam. This helps supply drinking water to the entire Mobile, Alabama area. Divers located a grenade-style improvised explosive device sitting underwater near a federally designated critical infrastructure. The FBI bomb squad that was working alongside the Mobile County Sheriff's Office, state law enforcement, local water officials moved in, safely detonated the device on site. Authorities say the drinking water remains safe, but the deeper issue is impossible for me to ignore. How did an underwater IED end up at a dam tied directly to a city's water supply? How long had it been there for before anybody found out about it? Now, I'm going to show you a couple of things here. You can see this image of these divers that are, getting into the water, hopefully trying to detonate this and securing this critical drinking water source. But my question for everyone watching is, who put it there? And is this just some kind of test for America's infrastructure? Because right now we know a couple of things. Number one, Reservoir Dam, Mobile area, grenade-type IED found by the divers, removed, detonated by law enforcement. These bomb teams, FBI personnel, other agencies involved, DHS was notified, Department of Homeland Security. And because it's a reservoir, that is what makes this much bigger than I think anyone is realizing, because this is the entire or a vast majority of drinking water for Mobile. This serves a large population. I want to say there's about 450, 500,000 people there. It's critical infrastructure. And a successful attack could have caused panic, damage, disruption, probably put the whole city on some kind of much higher threat than we're used to. And whenever they're going after a water supply, what is next? Is this a dry run? But this gives, an unprecedented threat that we haven't seen before. And I've got some other stuff here that I want to show you.
Yeah, that explosion was controlled and intentional. A grenade-type explosive device was found underwater at Big Creek Lake, the primary drinking water supply for the Mobile area. The Mobile area water and sewer system, MAW, is saying divers found this improvised explosive device while surveying the lake's dam for routine repairs. A multi-agency bomb squad team, including the FBI, Mobile County Sheriff's Office, and state law enforcement, retrieved and safely destroyed it, as you just saw. MAW says the drinking water supply was not affected. Big Creek Lake is federally designated critical infrastructure, and Homeland Security has been notified. We're trying to find out where the IED came from, if it's been there for some time, or if investigators think it was placed there. We'll let you know what we find.
Today's video is sponsored by Kirkstone Metals. Here's the plain English version. America needs uranium. We need it for power. We need it for national security. We need it right here at home. But right now, we don't produce enough of it ourselves. We still rely way too much on foreign supply, and when countries like Russia and China and Iran have major influence over the nuclear fuel supply, that is why the U.S. Department of Energy is putting $2.7 billion towards restoring American uranium enrichment, and that is where Kirkstone Metals comes in. Kirkstone's trades as KSMCF in the U.S., KSM in Canada. They control two 100% owned uranium projects in the Athabasca Basin, one of the best uranium districts in the world. So with uranium prices moving higher, America trying to bring this supply chain back home, Kirkstone is a company worth taking a look at. Check the link in the description to learn more, and thanks to Kirkstone Metals for making today's video possible. Nothing here is financial advice. Always do your own research. So you saw there, that was as much media coverage as this entire thing got. It didn't go anywhere else. Just a couple of local news stations, and that's the only coverage.
An IED, or improvised explosive device, discovered at the Big Creek Lake Dam.
That should really raise the hair on the back of your neck. Now, this is coming out of Department of Homeland Security, the Mobile Dam to beef up security following underwater bomb discovery. The headline here, we live in a different kind of world now. The bomb found below the dam in Mobile's only water supply. I think that's where I'm at. We live in a different kind of world, and we don't know so much. And I don't want to speculate, but number one, no suspect publicly named. Number two, no arrest publicly reported. No confirmed motive. Unknown how long the device was there. It's unknown whether it was criminal, domestic, foreign linked, or something else. But this is a bigger national security question. Are America's water systems, dams, power grids, bridges, and ports protected? How much are we putting into our own assets, our own infrastructure? And we've got hostile actors that are here in this country. We know exactly what they're called. And more importantly, we don't know where they are or how many of them are here. But these are shining examples of weak targets. And the people that we are up against, the people that come here and don't like us, are very aware of these weak targets, these weak points. And could incidents like this be tied to lone actors? Could it be sabotage? Or is it those cells, right? We've seen every year out in California, we get a lot of fires. Now we're getting other infrastructure where they're actually going after some of these transformers, these power grid transformer pods. And I don't want to scare people, but I would say this. You need to be very aware. You need to be hyper vigilant because the threat it's always on the horizon. It's always 3,000 miles away up until it's not. And we know that just over the last couple of days, Iran has put out a bounty on the president's head. And I'm not saying this was a sleeper cell. Officials have not said that. What worries me the most is officials haven't said a damn thing. But when an explosive is found at a critical American water source, I believe we have every right to ask whether these are hostile actors. Are we already probing our infrastructure? But we're not getting any answers on that. And I want to know why this is not a bigger national story. A bomb near a water supply should not be a local story. This should be a national security wake-up call. We don't know who planted it yet, but we do know someone placed an explosive near this critical American water source. This is very intentional. And that should wake this country up before this next threat is worse. So, you know, the whole way that this is being released to the public, the whole way it's being reported, should really be the scary part, because we don't know anything. We don't know how it was found. We don't know who called it in. We don't know who put it there, how long it's been there, if there are others. Do we start looking at other bridges? Do we start looking at power plants? Do we start looking at the grid system? Do we start looking at other dams? If you're familiar with Mobile and Pensacola, there is a long stretch of bridge there. And to inspect that would probably take months. To get into water and check every one of those bridge spans would probably take months. And it needs to be done, but will it be done? That is the bigger question here. If you've got any information about this, if you know more about this than I do, maybe you've seen more coverage than I have, because I haven't seen it anywhere in the legacy media. They're too busy arguing about, Thomas Massey and his election in Kentucky. They're too busy with talking points about the situation in Iran. But this is a threat right here. This could very well be homegrown. It very well could be individuals that came here that shouldn't be here, that are retaliating. We've seen the parades with all the flags. I'm going to try to keep a track on this. This really hit home for me because I'm from Lower Alabama. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one, but make sure you keep your eyes peeled. And right now, no one's been publicly arrested, but they're investigating. And that's all we've got. I'll see you in the next one.